Hey y'all, it's Kate, your friendly neighborhood FreshBooks expert, and I'm freezing cold because I just got back from a walk where I couldn't help but think about helping some clients recently who had used FreshBooks Payments to refund a customer. And the point of this video is to tell you to never use the refund button inside of FreshBooks Payments whenever you need to refund one of your customers' money if they use FreshBooks Payments to pay you. Now, I'm a little bit fired up. I don't have a script. I wrote some notes on my favorite little daily calendar, Shakespearean insults. You know how FreshBooks always has those quotes, that keep popping up whenever you refresh the screen? Here's the Shakespearean insult. I will not answer thee with words, but blows. Henry VI. Okay, so let's take a look at the refund button really quickly. I got a picture of it here on the FreshBooks FAQ page. It's going to be in the Payments tab. There'll be a button that says Refund. Or if we scroll a little more, we can open an invoice, scroll to the bottom, look at our payments on that invoice, and get a refund button. Now, why is this so important? Because there's some bad accounting behind this feature. If a customer pays you, it's best to recognize that as income, and then what you're supposed to do is have a contra revenue account to account for refunds. Now, we can't do that in FreshBooks, but you're not supposed to say the invoice wasn't paid. It was paid, and you received that money in your checking account. And let's take an extreme example about why this is so bad. Let's say a customer paid you in December, and you did your books and you were able to download your reports in January to file your taxes, right? You're on the ball. Maybe you're part of my FreshBooks office hours group, or you're one of my clients. We wrap things up. So we're calling that income. Boom, end of story. We're locking the books even, right? But as you use the refund button that FreshBooks Payments provides you, it actually goes back in time and marks the invoice as unpaid. And so if you think about it in terms of a period that has happened before, that doesn't make any sense. You don't want to reduce the income from that December transaction, right? So we should be able to create a contra income account. We cannot do that inside of FreshBooks. It's not going to be the path we're going to take. We're going to keep things simple. And so when you follow my advice and you find any other way to give your customer the refund that you want to give them, when that cash comes out of your checking account, you're going to mark that to an expense category called Customer Refund Expense. You're going to have to create this expense category. But this is what I recommend every time someone calls me and has used the refund button and gotten in a big old mess, and then they have to pay me to get on Zoom with them and solve this problem. And I always solve it by saying, let's create a customer refund expense, because we want to keep that old income as income. And we're going to reduce your income later on at the moment when you sent them that money. Let me check my notes. I want to prove my point by one other method about how FreshBooks knows that this is not proper accounting, because I'm looking on the Financial Lock FAQ page. And this FAQ article is actually the list of things that are disabled once you turn on Financial Lock. Look what's disabled. When you lock your books, you cannot edit an invoice payment that happened in the locked period. And the refund button goes back and edits those payments that were in the prior period. And so it's actually locked. It's not doable. You should not be able to change an invoice payment once a set of books are locked. Yes, so the main message, find any other way to give this customer of yours their money. You can wire it. Just write them a check. The easiest way of all, though, would be, for those of you who have watched my review of Relay Bank, the bank that I use is you could log on to your Relay Bank account, and Relay has a way where you can send a client a request where they're going to upload their own banking information, and Relay will ACH that money, so you don't have to write a check, you don't have to go to the post office, you don't have to do any other thing, and that client is securely giving you their information so that you can send the money to them, have Relay send the money to them. If you need to know more about Relay, there is a link below to my review of that. Hopefully you're using some modern banking solution that has amazing free features, like being able to send money to people easily. But I digress. I would literally rather you go into your child's piggy bank, get cash from your own kid, and walk to your customer's house and give them money. That would be an easier way to handle the books and a more accurate way to handle the books, because we would add that in manually if you took your kid's money to give someone a refund. But at least we wouldn't be editing prior periods and causing a big old mess. If you need help, email operations@Heritage Business Services. Also, every month, I have a free Q&A session where you can ask me a question. And then you can be listening the rest of the time to everyone else's questions, and you're going to learn so much. The URL to sign up for that is below. The URL never changes. So go and sign up. It's just a service that I provide FreshBooks users who I know need some help and want to talk to a FreshBooks expert. Did I say my name? I can't even remember if I said my name. Kate Josephine Johnson from Heritage Business Services. Subscribe to this channel because you sure are watching a very obscure video about FreshBooks, and that's what this channel is all about. Hope to see you in the free Q&A or inside my inbox.